What is going on tonight, guys? This is the Club with the Man 1993. How y'all doing on this Saturday evening? We are live for my live review of this past week's episode of AEW Dynamite. That's right, the December 1st, 2021 edition of Dynamite. It was announced that we are 2 weeks away from the Wednesday night special. Winter is coming, which it is coming. It will be taking place on December 15th in Dallas, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys, where some cowboy shit will be defending his AEW World Championship against the American Dragon. If you want to call him like the Dark Order Slayer, whatever you want to call him, Bryan Danielson, who is just on a mission to tear down Hangman Adam Page mentally before that match, as he knows that he is vulnerable both mentally and physically. Probably would say mentically and physically if I got them mixed up, more dyslexic, whatever. But we are live to talk about this show. Again, that's now 2 weeks before Winter is coming. It basically still just makes up just that match. There really hasn't been any other matches announced yet for Winter is coming. I will say this one was just a solid show of Dynamite. It was good, don't get me wrong. But it was more a little bit on like the solid side. A lot more like exhibition type matches, I feel like. Some further storyline development, but I don't know, it wasn't as hot. Well, the ending was hot because of the flaming table, but it wasn't as hot as the past couple of episodes of Dynamite. It was still good, but it felt like it was like toned down a little bit. Well, also because of the main event and whose hometown we're in, as a certain American Nightmare is slowly starting to become one of the most hated baby faces in wrestling right now, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I love Cody Rhodes. Just turn heel. Just please turn heel, Cody. Please. By the way, in case you guys, well, in case either one of you guys wouldn't know if I was told you anyways, but just to let you guys all know, I got my booster today. So I've been boosted. I'm feeling good so far. After we're done here, of course, I'm going to be going out to dinner with my parents and a old friend of my dad's. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Not sure I'm going to get tonight. Maybe I'll get a chicken parmesan sandwich. Maybe I can maybe also get a burger, bacon cheeseburger, get some mushrooms on it. Or Robbie, it's been a long time since you've been in the live chat, my friend. I know you're still out there somewhere. I know you still are, but maybe I could also get some crispy, tangy, honey barbecue or parm garlic flavor. We'll see. But I have food on my mind right now, but I definitely want to get this Dynamite review in really quick, because I am going to try to do some more Seinfeld reviews tonight, as we're going to be wrapping up the last 6 episodes of Season 3 for those reviews. And I'm just doing a bunch of other things on the side right now, so tone back, but still, just, I feel like I'm on a little bit of a smoother track than I was a couple months ago when I was very inconsistent with my content. But, like I said, I'm doing the stuff that I'm enjoying right now, so I'm good. I am good. Live chat. We got here in the live chat. We've got Mark. What's up? Mark says, how are you? I'm not too bad. Like I said, got boosted today. Better than that, not too bad. Got a lot of Christmas shopping done. Just enjoying my weekend, and I say good. That's a shame when your own hometown doesn't give you a warm welcome. Oh, it is. What's up, Bolva? It's been a while since I've talked to you. What's up, Tyler? He thought the show was bad. He says, acknowledge me. Well, Tyler Hodder, I'll acknowledge you. Or else will you acknowledge me and bend the knee to demand? Will you, my friend? I don't know. But I wouldn't say this show is bad, my personal opinion. It was toned down a little bit. It wasn't as hot as the more recent episodes of Dynamite have been. Of course, like I said, it could be because, how crazy that main event was, and the crazy tactics that Cody Rhodes pulled. Oh my gosh, like, you could tell he was firing the shots. You could tell me. We'll get to Cody Rhodes when we get to the main event, but let's just go through everything else. There really isn't too much to say about most of the show. The show started off with Bryan Danielson taking on Alan Angels, who I will say, there's definitely, again, a problem I know a lot of people have at AEW, especially a lot of Cody Rhodes matches or whatnot, is they sometimes tend to try to have a competitive match with everybody. Which, I would say, cool, I get trying to build stars, but we don't need to see a competitive match from QT Marshall or Joey Janela or I don't know, Peter. What was the librarian gimmick person who Cody Rhodes had a long competitive match with? I can't remember, but a few people where it's okay, you don't have to have a competitive match with every single person, especially the ones that we all know are not really going to stand that much in your company. Alan Angels, though, I'm not opposed to him. I mean, yes, Bryan Danielson, again, looked dominant in this match, but Alan Angels is someone that, him having a good showing is not going to hurt. I especially become a little bit more of a fan of his ever since he recently had that match a couple months ago with Kenny Omega. I feel like he's somebody that you shouldn't sleep on. Like him, John Silver, who Danielson will face next week, in Long Island, maybe Evil Uno also. There's a couple of them that it's you don't want to sleep on, pretty much, in the Dark Order. I feel like Alan Angel's definitely one of them. Danielson wins, though, with a knee bar. It looked like his heel hook. I thought first it was his heel hook. Again, I love that heel hook submission. He beat Alan Angels and basically looked like he literally tore his MCL whenever he did that finisher. It was just definitely sick looking. But that was good, and of course it was announced again that Winter is coming. It's coming in 2 weeks, and that is where Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson will have their match. A lot of people, including myself, especially with the long-term story of how Danielson taking out all members of the Dark Order, which I thought maybe there might have been a few more, I'm not sure. To get into the head of Adam Page, because he knows that he's vulnerable physically and mentally. I thought that we'd be waiting until that Battle of the Belts that's happening next month, but I guess they're doing it in 2 weeks that Winter is coming. Could it be just a match where, there's no finish and we go to Battle of the Belts maybe? Or will there be a finish? I don't know. I am just... I feel like this with Bryan Danielson, who again, he knows he's not the... I mean, I don't see Danielson dethroning Hangman Adam Page. I don't see Hangman Adam Page having a super duper duper long title reign either. But I don't think Bryan Danielson's the one to dethrone Hangman Adam Page. But even though it's not the case, he's doing a good job and so making it look like he can still beat Hangman Adam Page. And look like he's doing what he can to get into the head of Hangman Adam Page. They have a promo, and I guess on this show also is announced that Tony Khan says that Page and Danielson are not allowed to touch each other or whatnot. But of course John Silver, who's going to be facing Danielson next week in Long Island, said he can, but Danielson backed off. He wanted nothing to do with it. So we'll see how that goes. I was waiting for it to be when I saw the build for Bryan and Sheamus at Extreme Rules 2012 with the falls count 2 out of 3 falls match, and Bryan's when Sheamus can't touch Bryan and Bryan's in his face hit me, and just really get under his skin. He showed some teasing that, but he didn't really go all out, no pun intended, with it. But like I said, I can just appreciate Danielson more when he knows his role. Okay, he knows he's not the one people want to see win this match. So rather than making the babyface on babyface, why not to make it a little more interesting, basically, and make him a heel in this. So I've loved this build. And a good match with him and Alan Angels. I'm interested to see what he does with John Silver this coming Wednesday night. Miro gives one of his standard promos. And then CM Punk took on Lee Moriarty with MJF on commentary. When I said before about how, they definitely sometimes give some people like a little more time, they gave Lee Moriarty a lot of offense in this match. He looked pretty dominating over Punk. And I was because I don't know Moriarty, nothing's really caught my attention, but this is one of those matches where it's like, okay, Punk didn't need to, give Moriarty that much offense. He probably could have used a little more offense, to be honest. But Punk beats him, and afterwards we get like round 2 of the promo wars with MJF and CM Punk, which this one was fine, nowhere close as good as last, but it was still fine. But I wouldn't say it was the best I could have expected from them. MJF does mention, of course, the truth about like, how did it take this long to beat Lee Moriarty and such. He's still calling him PG Punk. He was saying some stuff about him wanting to get inside Britt Baker's pants. Like, I don't know if it's because he's bitter because Punk basically told him that Britt Baker was the better pillar, or was there some other reference I'm missing out, which if I am, I apologize. And he wanted to prove that we go to Long Island next week, and they do the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royale, the 12-person Battle Royale, where he wants to retain his Dynamite Diamond Ring, and he's saying how he's going to get all the cheers in the world in his hometown. He's going to be the Brett of Canada. He's compared him to everything he is. He even says, I'll even be the Punk of Chicago, pretty much. And then he just continues to trash on CM Punk until Punk basically calls back on him. He calls MJF Needle Dick, which does get a good pop from the fans. They start chanting Needle Dick, Needle Dick. But then it got personal whenever MJF says something about Punk's dog Larry, which that's what sets off Punk. He tries to go to attack him, but Wardlow steps in between. So, like I said, it was an okay promo, but like I said, it just wasn't quite as good as I thought these promos would be. Well, it's only one promo that I'm like, it was fine, but not great. But, like I said, maybe a little bit more of like a cool down promo to see, what's going to be after that. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter get into a thing because Britt caused Jamie Hayter to lose, which, like I said last week, the story obviously is Britt had a choice to make there, because she knew that even though Jamie is her ally, if Thunder Rosa would have lost that match, Thunder Rosa would be coming after her for her title, and she does not want to lose that titles, and it's obviously shown that Thunder Rosa will most likely be the one to dethrone Britt Baker. So keep her occupied with the TBS championship for now, and go from there. Even though I don't think Thunder Rosa's win the TBS title. Wardlow then took on some guy named AC Adams, and he won. Pac said he's going to be wrestling on Friday. I think it was him and Penta El Zero Miedo took on FTR for the tag titles, I believe it was. Apparently, I hear Rey Fenix is having some visa issues, I think it is. And then Sting and Darby Allin wrestled against the Gun Club, this random little feud. Sting, though, got a good pop. It was his first time wrestling in Atlanta in 14 years. He won the match. They won the match, and that was what it was. Jericho also had a backstage segment where they're teasing something as like him and Eddie Kingston have something like a friendship going on. He goes, "No, I'm not doing anything for Eddie. I'm just against 2.0." They basically said they both have enemies in common, but they're not friends. But then 2.0 and Daniel Garcia attack him. Then we have some weird segment with Taz and Team Taz on commentary where Lio Rush comes out and wants to know why, basically, but Dante just looked at him and just like shrugged him off and whatnot and such, because they randomly turned Dante Martin heel. Like I said, I don't know where to go with this, especially since Team Taz really isn't doing much these days, I'll be honest. I mean, Ricky Starks is the FTW champion, which is basically like the main honcho for Taz's guys, if you want to say so that way. A match that I really liked, though, was the final quarterfinals match with Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander. Very good match. Very good back and forth match. I thought these two had very good chemistry. Ruby does come away with the victory with a roll up. It shows no respect to Chris Statlander after the match. Afterwards, though, Ruby's opponent, though, Nyla Rose, for the semifinals, came out and attacked Ruby Soho. Chris Statlander came back out and scared her off. So in the semifinals, it's going to be Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa, and Nyla Rose and Ruby Soho. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho, and I could see either one of them winning. I would love it to be Ruby Soho. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing them give it to Jade Cargill, though. Again, Ruby, definitely yes. Jade Cargill, I'm leaning a little more towards her because I feel like she could use it. Ruby, I feel like would be okay if she doesn't win it immediately. She will be a champion eventually, but I feel like immediately you can give it to Jade Cargill. But either one of them, I think, is my favorite to win this tournament, I think. And then that main event. The Atlanta Street Fight with the recently single Andrade El Idolo. Yes, apparently him and Charlotte Flair did break up. There have been some rumblings recently about them unfollowing each other on social media, and Andrade deleting some recent pictures of them. But it was confirmed that Charlotte Flair ended it. Don't know why yet. He took on the American Nightmare, the hometown hero that everybody loves, Cody Rhodes, who his music didn't even play a smidge of a second, and he already got booed out of the building. I'm sorry. I love Cody Rhodes. Again, I know that he basically is keeping himself away from the world title since, he made that stipulation like a Full Gear 2019. Say that if he lost the match, he would never wrestle for the world title again. But, like I said, no offense. I keep saying this. He's gotten so bland. He literally has nothing left to do as a babyface right now. Like, his third match with Malachi Black was the perfect opportunity to turn him heel. They teased him and Arn Anderson splitting up and all this other jazz, and they didn't pull the trigger there. I don't get why. I don't get it. But yet, even though he won't turn heel, Cody totally trolled with the crowd in this match. My favorite part for sure, the match was good. It was a really good match. Cody looked good. Andrade looked great. Again, definitely someone who, I still remember from, when he first came to NXT in 2016, it was, 1 to 2? Yeah, 2016, I think it was, when he first came to NXT. And he was okay, but especially when he teamed up, he teamed up with Zelina, boy, did he really just take off. And again, main roster didn't handle him well. It comes to AEW, and I feel like he's had a little bit of a hard time standing out at first because, like I said, his style is just different than others. But he looked excellent in this match. Like, I could definitely see him being the face of a company. Like, he could be a future world champion someday, maybe. But him and Cody had a pretty good match. My favorite part of the match, of course, was people were chanting, "We won tables." Andrade pulled out a table. He's like, no, not doing this. Cody pulls out a table, pushes off to the side. Or no, I'm sorry, not the table. He pulled out a kendo stick, tossed to the side. He pulled out a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer, obviously a shot towards Triple H. But he tossed that to the side. I'm like, okay, what could he possibly grab now? Like, he's already tossed the kendo stick. He's already tossed the sledgehammer. What could be next? This son of a gun pulled out a golden shovel. A literal golden shovel. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, you prick. Like, he literally is trolling at the fans now. He knows that even though he doesn't want to admit he's a babyface, still act like that, he's over, people love him and whatnot. He knows people don't like him, so he's just playing with it and going with it. And he thinks he's a face, but he's really a heel. He is the biggest heel right now. Well, not in wrestling, it's still Roman Reigns, even though people are starting to cheer him apparently because he's literally got no one else to work with. And he's cool. He's the coolest thing about the company. I can't believe we're saying that after how many years of him being most hated. But now I think the most hated wrestler for sure, like the polarized figure in wrestling right now is definitely Cody Rhodes. Towards the end of the match, they have a table set up. Cody Rhodes is fighting Andrade on the top rope. We see a hooded figure come in. Hood pulled off. It's Brandy Rhodes. First time we've seen Brandy, I think, since she got pregnant. She takes lighter fluid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doing a freaking flaming table, lights it on fire, which apparently she put a little too much lighter fluid on it. Now, here's what I didn't get. They do this suplex. Cody goes full blast in the table, through the fire, was even on fire. Cody Rhodes was on fire, and he immediately got second degree burns. They put the fire out, but I thought he took the worst of it. Andrade, I feel like may have gotten like something in his eyes or something, and that's what was able for Cody to roll over and pin him. Which I thought the pin was from the win was weird. Because like I said, it's like when Chris Jericho explained in 2016 when him and Moxley feuded, when Jericho and Ambrose feuded, and they had the Asylum match, and they had the thumbtack spot that Vince, after saying no how many times, let them do it. Originally, Ambrose was supposed to go through the thumbtacks, but since Ambrose was going to be going over, as Jericho described it as, it's like, you go into the thumbtacks, it's like you go into like the ring of fire. Like, there's no coming back from it. So that's why they had to change it to where Jericho took the bump in the thumbtacks. Well, yes, I get that, they use like smoke or whatnot to get into Andrade's eyes or stuff, but again, Cody Rhodes, like, in reality, should be dead. He went through that full table. Like, Andrade didn't even get any table. He didn't get any table at all, I don't think. He mostly got smoke. Cody took the full blast of the fire and the table, and he still won the match somehow. So, weird finish. And again, Cody, of course, is celebrating, like the crowd loves him, but like I said, they don't. Again, the crowd is just, they don't want to cheer Cody Rhodes right now. I'm sorry, I love Cody Rhodes. Again, I respect all he's done. I respect the statement he's made since he left WWE almost 5.5 years ago. The statement he's made since. But again, it's time to boo the man. It's time for him just to turn heel, be the biggest heel in the world. If he turned heel right now, he'd be the one to dethrone. He'd be the one removing that clause where he can't challenge for the world title. He'd be beating Hangman Adam Page for the title and going on for like a year or so and putting over another big baby face down the line to win that championship. But oh my gosh, the golden shovel just got me. I'm just like, holy smokes. Good stuff, of course, but it's just like, he's trolling. Like, what a troll. But he's trolling though in a proper way though. Not like Vince McMahon, who purposely tries to make us miserable. Cody Rhodes is just trying to get the natural reactions he knows he can get right now, even though he doesn't want to say he's a heel. But he is a heel in reality. But yeah, that's gonna be my review for Dynamite this past week. Gave the B-. Solid show. Again, I'm going to try to do some Seinfeld reviews tonight. Again, there's 6 episodes, of course, in the last disc of Season 3, so we'll see how those go, and we'll go from there. Because I'm getting ready to leave in like 10 minutes to go to dinner with my family and my dad's friend. So, I'll see what I do when I get back home tonight. So, guys, that's my thoughts on AEW Dynamite December 1st, 2021 review. Again, 2 weeks from Winter is Coming. We had Cody Rhodes and Andrade El go at it in an Atlanta street fight. Cody Rhodes going through a flaming table and still winning the match, even though he took most of the blow than Andrade. But that's my thoughts, guys. What are your thoughts on Dynamite? Again, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBoy93. Till then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys all later. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your Saturday as well. And peace out, everybody.